know what's actually crazy that I'm actually on now? I didn't think I would be, and that's the weirdest part. Oh well, I'm on now, and I'll be on for probably temporary, like the next hour or something. Something I want to make sure of is I want to make sure that the music can be heard. I also want to make sure I can be heard, because my microphone is now locked behind a shield and I have to get right into it like that. Why, thank you, outside. That is exactly what I needed at 10 minutes past midnight. Woo! Oh, blimey. I will crank the volume of the music up slightly. It's crazy what that little bit of percentage can do. So as the title says, this is why it's the like craziest thing, because oh, all this is it's gonna be me kind of doing this thing and just chatting while I'm fixing my PlayStation. I can't show the PlayStation process. There's not actually that much to do physically. I just need to whack the hard drive out of it, but I just want to make something of it because I feel like I'm being lazy, but I don't want to play any games. And that's just my problem. I just don't want to play any games. But I still kind of want to do something, so I'm going to do this because it's partially what I want to do. Pretzel Rocks is providing us some stellar music in the background while we work, so don't worry about that. What can we do? I'm trying to think of like fun things to actually do on here while we're just jiving out. Well, the first thing I want to do is, because it's the only process open and running, I will try and crack my quality of stuff on VC face up. Yo. Let me turn off for a minute. Hi, Alira. Long time no see. Thanks. It's still a work in progress. I'm working on little bits. Boo. How are you? I haven't been around as much lately. But I remember people. I remember everyone. Sleep schedule's not been ideal for doing stuff at this time of day. Yeah, it sucks when your sleep schedule doesn't work out. It's crazy. It's like me, I like to try and keep stuff, you know, kind of keep all my sleep stuff around 11 PM. But hey-oh, look what happens. It is now nearly 20 past 12 at night, and I have just started. I might not even sleep. I'm just gonna be basically honest. I don't know yet. 1 second, I gotta unplug the, actually, I haven't turned it off yet. It sucks though. I'm trying to work stuff around up to 11 p.m. and then coming off and then doing stuff on top of that, and then it just doesn't leave a lot of time to do anything. And then there's other stuff I want to do. It just... How much sleep do I have to sacrifice to do things? Sleeping's great. Don't sacrifice sleep. Sleep during the day. The day is boring. All right, let me get all this PlayStation. Hang on. Yeah, that's why my sleep schedule is messed up. I operate on like a 25 to 28 hour day. That's insane. You shouldn't do that. It's not very safe or practical for your health. Maybe once or twice. Once or twice isn't too bad. Oh, there's a big screw in the side. Once or twice isn't bad. I feel like if you do it consistently, that could potentially be a problem. Quite a nasty one at that. Don't sacrifice your health for things. There's not really much health advice I can give. You know, just in regards to that. I don't know, it's not... It's not really something I can comment on, I would think. To me, it's kind of like, I wouldn't give my health for my work. But that is something that will vary from person to person, and it's not really something that I can say you should do or you shouldn't do, because it's preference. Give me a sec, I need a screwdriver. 2.0. PlayStation screws. Sleep is boring. I would rather be doing stuff, but I try not to get excessive. Sleep's great. Like, oh, it's hot to the touch. Sleep's great. Alright. Last night, well, not last night, it was the night before. Alright, so last night, I went to bed, knowing full well that it was my last day at work. Because over here we've got the bank holidays now, so we've got the Jubilee bank holidays, so we got the Thursday off, we had the Friday off, and then I have the weekend off, so I have a 4-day weekend. Ooh, listen to that. So, the 4-day weekend's coming up, and my brain decided, you know what? We're just not gonna get up on the last day of work. I don't know why it did that, but it did. So I ended up going into like this really strange dream where there was this like video game and it's been remastered like all the way up from the NES era. Like weirdly, like all the way up, which is ridiculous. So it's gone from the NES, it's gone to the SNES, it's gone to Game Boy, it's gone to all of those, right? Because I specifically remember in my mind seeing like, you know, like when you watch a YouTube video and they're kind of describing the history of things. I specifically remember like seeing like all the different like discs and cartridges and stuff, and I was like, something just isn't right here. But I was so immersed in the dream, I was like, oh, you know, maybe I want to carry the dream on. Like, you know, like when you're self-aware that you're dreaming, you're like, I actually want to see where this goes, because this could actually be like something quite interesting to like remember. And this is how you know it's a good dream, because you can remember it. Now, I don't remember much about it. I remember I was like at a relative's house, and we got the stuff. That's like if Skyrim was made for NES. Oh, Skyrim's just got iterations on iterations. You know, like I might just buy an Alexa to play it on Alexa. You know, it's like, I can't play Skyrim. I have it for VR, and I want to play it, but I just remember how I played it on the 360, and I was like, yeah, I get to the first village, as long as I don't thieve anything off them, I should be fine. Skyrim's awful. It's like, for someone like me that has the mental capacity of a peanut, it doesn't really help. And it's just, oh, you can feed from here. Wow. You just kind of go haywire about it, and then they see you, and that's it. The entire area is just hostile to you. I think the worst part was, I know it was only at the beginning, but the worst part of it was, my autosave kicked in literally seconds after I thieved. So no matter how many times I restarted from the last checkpoint, they were always against me. Oh well, so is life. But the dream basically was that. It was like, we kind of garnered the abilities from the game. And it was like really cool because, I don't know, it was weird, but you know when you get to the best part of a dream and then you wake up? That's when the alarm clock was going off for 6 a.m. and that's usually when I get up. But I was just so engaged in this dream, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna scrap that off. I snoozed it. So I didn't dismiss it, I snoozed it. Which means it should have gone off another 5 times. Because there's that alarm that snoozed, and then there's the other 5 alarms that I have. I feel that's basically the only way you remember dreams though. If they're really cool. Or if you know that you're dreaming. Because it's like some form of lucid dreaming, right? It's like, I know that I'm dreaming, but I've got no control over the dream. It's like being killed in a dream. Yeah, like, you can take it as far as you want if you know you're in the dream. I'm trying to see how fast this drive was. There's no RPM on it. 2018 drive. I'll take it as a 15400 because that's probably what 5400. 15400. That'd be awful. But that's what I remember. It was quite a weird, like, dream. But you can get, like, weird ideas like that. Like, you know, that gives you, that could give you the ideas to do something in, like, real life. You know, like, you could create your own little, like, mini series of a dream you had. And as long as you remember the base concept, your mind came up with a dream that amazed you so much. What's stopping your conscious self from doing that and producing one of the best written series ever known to man? You know? See, sleep has its benefits, so don't always turn your back on sleep. Get the enclosure. Off goes the lid. Out comes the drive. Come on. Please don't break. There we go. I'm just sick of playing games in the dark and then the enclosure flashing. To be fair, I think I could get in that assembly and take the LED out, to be honest. No, I feel at that point I'd be... Nah, I'd be doing more damage than good at that point. Okay, which way up does this need to go? So, label side up. That's fine. But it is hovering off the bottom. That's fine, let's go screw in. We're fine. I had a dream once where the earth was violently invaded by aliens and they came to our house to demand that my brother change his name because the alien leader didn't want anyone else to have their name. See? You're onto a cracker there. That could be like your own little like sort of like webtoon series. Like that. It's like then your brother's like, no, this is my name. I'm going to keep my name, and it starts like a whole war between you and the aliens. Well, humanity and the aliens. Or, if you want to go the nice peaceful route, your brother changes his name and then the aliens become some of your greatest allies and friends in the universe. See? Dreams are awesome. Imagine getting invaded by aliens. Just crazy, wacky things. Like, I'm trying to think of like what aliens would invade us for that could be like just ridiculously, you know, like just so out of character for standardized aliens. I'm thinking like maybe I don't know. That's why I remembered it, because it just felt silly. No idea is silly until proven silly. You may be onto something scientific here. Now, Lyra's hypothesis is that the more silly the dream, the more chance of remembering it. Pro tip, Lyra, it is always customary to get at least someone on a treadmill in an experiment, even if your experiment does not require a treadmill, or any physical endeavor at all. It is just the customary. Drive that way up. Drive that way up. No, dreams are cool. I'm a big fan of sleeping.
I don't know what y'all think, but I think that's pretty.
But unfortunately, sometimes you do have to go without. You shouldn't do it all the time, but you know, it's alright to do it once or twice. That's not too ridiculous. Just take breaks and stay hydrated and make sure you got like some, you know, snackerinos on the side. Or at least make sure you're having your daily intake. Take multivitamins and stuff if you have to. There we go, drives in. I hope this isn't going to wipe all the games off it, but there's a good chance it will. I'm sorry, give me one sec.
You guys are so good at that.
Blah. Right. Driver's switched. Old reliable here. The trusty old screwdriver. That's come out of a Nintendo Switch kit. And it's the most useful screwdriver I think I've ever owned. You said you're still working on it. Is it a fully custom 3D model? It's Vroid. I want to rebuild it completely. So built it in a program called Vroid Studio, which is just like an avatar designer. But using the tools, you can create some, yeah, quite unique things. You are quite restricted though. Just like the jacket and the shirt and things, they're custom textured, but they come off bases that are built into the program. The hair is probably about the best thing you managed to pull out of that program. It's just amazing. And then I want to rebuild it completely in Blender. Export it out to Unity where you put all your extras onto it and then whack it over to a VRM? VRM? Yeah, VRM. Plus that gives you more reliability in games like VR chat and things. It's just because there's certain incompatibilities with like hands and bones and things, so it's just easier to do it all yourself in the end. But if you're just looking for something a bit quick, like you just want to have a bit of a play about with it and whatever, like Vroid's pretty good. I suppose if you do actually put like an extended amount of effort and time into your models, you actually come out with something you wouldn't think's Vroid. But hey ho, I'm the quick and dirty kind of person. So I create things like this. That little thing on the front of me there, that should be a little bag. To be fair though, I did think of doing that after I put it on. That's actually gonna be like a little like rucksack thing that goes over the front of me. This fun fact, I want to use this model for something else. Alongside this. No, please no. I felt like if it didn't, I feel like if I ever start VTubing, I'd start something pretty fast, but like slowly work on a custom thing over like a year or so. But that's it. It's just, it's not putting all your eggs into one basket. You know, it's to see if it works. Like, and to see if like what you have fits you. Like, because there's people that go from having V-Road models to going into having like fully custom models of like a totally different creature, you know. It's like PNG tubers and things like that. It goes into all these different like things, so you need to just see what works for you first, which is why you don't want to straight up just put all your money down and say, this is what I am at the very beginning. I mean, granted, I've just got way too much on my plate to do it. I wish I could though. I just need to completely like wipe my slate, have like a week off, and just completely straight up relearn Blender, relearn how to do it all, and just all week just bang, bang, bang. Because now I'm content with what I want out of, well, this. So, I know it's hard. I know. I know. It's very hard. Very hard. I've tried on multiple occasions just to be like, you know, quickly mock a model up from like some reference sheets and things, and then they come out like really skewed and really weird, so that's hard. I tried making literally a shirt in Blender, and that did not go with it. They don't go very well. So it don't go very well. Right. I absolutely despise PlayStation right now. For some reason, their safe mode is blocked, and it's... I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to keep working on it. Don't worry about that. I might do it after this. Just because I think I've made my mind up now. I think I'm just gonna stay awake because I'm fairly certain I have to go to the gym tomorrow anyway. Maybe, I don't know yet. And apparently it perks you up when you go. I'll just set the running machine to like some like weird gradient and then just be like, yeah, I'm kind of just doing some pace walking up a hill. I'm not gonna go lifting weights. Not my style. Okay, let me think about how I'm gonna do this. Unplug the headset. Move this that way. And get the PlayStation on the main screen. Right, let's do that. Bear with me, I have to go behind the PC. Wow. trying to find a cable. Where's my phone? You're trying to search, right? And you can't find out because it's too dark. Hey, I got it. Right, we go over there. And I'll let it take that much up because I can still see what's going on there. And I need to unplug this screen. That's exactly what I need to do. Well, not unplug it, I just need to plug the PlayStation HDMI in. Come on. Get over here. Get over here, you. It's very nice because it's like quite a long HDMI, but all the display ports are really short. There we go. So, right, I'm back. It's a little bit annoying that because basically all the HDMI ports, and wires are really long, but that means they stick out a lot more than the DisplayPort cables, which are really short. And because of the way everything's arranged, everything DisplayPort wise is really, really tight, right? Which makes it really hard to mess about with. Valve Index and 2 monitors, all of them use DisplayPort, so I have to get the DisplayPort. I have to then take it out of one monitor so I can plug my headset in. But obviously the headset, I'm not using it now, so I need to unplug it, but it's a case of going back under, unplugging something, plugging something else back in. I don't have enough ports. I'm running out of USB ports as well. I'm gonna have to get like some sort of hub. To be fair, the USB thing's easy enough. We just plug it into the wall socket, I think. I don't know if it's only for charging anyway. Right. Next step is this update file. So you paste this in here. And I'm only following what Sony's telling me to do, so if it breaks my PlayStation, I can blame Sony. Well, no, actually, it won't break anything. I have the drive right here. What am I thinking? This is what happens when you've worked in computer repair before. You're like, alright, I'm gonna end up flashing the BIOS, and then you know what that means? Death. 100% death. 100% death, my PC. Don't flash your BIOS. Never, ever, ever, ever flash BIOS. That is a death sentence. Not so much these days. Back in the day, though, you're dealing with the old, like, old Toshiba dual-core PCs and things. those were absolute mess. What did I break once? I broke a Nokia Lumia. By trying like some weird like, so basically it had a passcode lock. It was a really old one. It had a passcode lock. And we tried to remove it. I never trust myself to work on my computer unsupervised. There's some people I think about that. I look at them and I see what they do on the PCs. I'm like, you cannot be trusted here. There's some people that have really questionable security practices, and I just think, okay. And it's like, look, if a very simple person knew what they were doing, your account would be gone. It's me, if I so choose to. Like, trust me, I think that's what my, I think that's what a lot of my family thought when I was growing up. Because I ended up, like, causing a lot of viruses and things growing up. So, what I would, I think a lot of them would be, right, this guy does not get trusted on the PCs anymore. There's no level of trust. What else did I break? I'm trying to think of things I've broken. So I've broken a Nokia Lumia by trying to flash the firmware to remove a passcode lock. I have broken a Nintendo DS on an attempt to fix one of the ribbon cables to the top screen. I have actually broken a laptop. It needed an internal battery replacing. And that in of itself is a fun job. What they don't tell you is that some of them have security latches on the battery. So as I went to pull the cable for the battery out, I accidentally took half the motherboard with it. Fun times. Fun times. The best part is when you're unsupervised, you can hide it. Unsupervision. No supervision. That's the way I want. That's the way I like it. Right, gotta plug this in. That's me. I once had my heatsink come off somehow while transporting it. No idea that happened at this point. I almost put it back on without the paste stuff. Hey, look. Alright, that's not as bad as some people. Alright? You'd probably be alright with that. It's basically you only need a little bit of paste. So as long as the paste isn't dried out, you'll be fine. It's to the point where like people kind of neglect the computers, kind of neglect laptops especially. Alright, so we had some laptop lying around. I think it was my brother's actually. We had a laptop and someone to me one day and said, it's getting kind of hot. Like, I can't keep it on my lap, like even after just like 20 minutes of use. And I was like, what are you using it for? It's just like, I'm on YouTube. Right? I built my PC at this point, so I was like, right, your laptop's probably never been opened. Let's have a look at the thermal paste underneath the CPU. Opened it up to the literally, like, you could have picked it up and crumbled it, like a bit like, you know, if you pick like sand up and it's kind of amalgamated into that ball, and you can just like kind of run it through your fingers and it all just that's what the thermal paste on the CPU was like, and that's why it was getting kind of hot. Some people neglect the kit, so I think you putting your I think you putting your heatsink back on, I think you would still had some of the remnants of thermal paste on the bottom, which I think would have been okay. I couldn't tell you how long it would have lasted, but you wouldn't have done any immediate damage to the PC. Depending on how the heatsink was, I'm surprised the heatsink didn't do some damage if it was coming off during transport. I'd imagine like, scraping across the motherboard, it might have took like a couple of transistors off or something. Which in of itself is a bad move. I don't want this menu! This is the one I want. Okay, so I've lost the music. I don't know if the music's gone off the stream though. I'm hoping not. One sec, I have to plug in a USB cable. Why have I waited till midnight to do this? I don't know. So it says cannot start. It says cannot start PS4. There we go. Connect a USB device that contains an update file for reinstallation of version 9.6 or later. I have downloaded this file. Now let's see if it does it. Currently it's telling me please wait. And you know how I was just talking about people neglecting their kit and doing silly things to break it? This is what's happening now, where I figure out now that my old PlayStation files on this hard drive cannot be reinserted back into the PlayStation, and this PlayStation is now bricked. Yeah, BIOS flashing isn't too bad. I wouldn't worry about BIOS flashing. It says it's coming through, so that's, yeah, that's something. Hopefully not. Hey, look, right. I wouldn't panic anywhere. Usually stuff like this has a way of coming back, and hey, look, if it's broken, I can find a way to fix it. I usually do. But your PS4 will be initialized. All users and data will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. I have my data, don't you worry. And once this is back, I can then unplug it from the back of my monitor and turn this stupid mod. In fact, I will initialize it on the monitor. That saves me going behind the computer more than once. Man, I'm a genius. I think. Okay, so I'm back on my monitor. It switched me back on its own, which tells me that the PlayStation is probably restarted. Means I'm switching back. It's nice to hear the vibes are still there. So it says installing update file. Please do not turn off the PlayStation. When the installation is complete, the PS4 will restart automatically. Which means I'm gonna get the vibes again. I'm gonna get the vibes again. Woo! So yeah. Go back to the mod and stuff. I'm working on it. I'm working on some other stuff too. And it was a weird thing. I put this specific one into Unity because I wanted to export it as a VR chat model. And I got it into VR chat, right? Which was the hardest part because it's all the setup. I got it into there and everything works. Like my hands were a little bit like weird because I put a new package on top of it which fixed some of the bone structure and stuff. And the way it detects like your fingertips and things like that. But the strangest part of it was that 2 or 3 bones from the hair, right? So I'm going like this to this side. Some of the bones on the back of the hair, I don't think they were there. So it was just kind of stationary to the model. So every time I turned my head like this, there'd be 2 like strands of hair stuck in space, and I was like, why is that happening? So I figured out I wasted my time there trying to do that because that was actually an issue with the bones, which is something that you do in either V-Roid or Blender. V-Roid would be easier because I've fixed the issue. It sounds a little bit funny. It was because it was like, what time was I messing about with it? This was before I did yesterday's, so when did I do it? I can tell you. 2 days ago, so it would have been the day prior. And I stayed up until about 11:30 doing that. Messing about in VR. I don't think I got up until like 11 that next day. This is probably what's going to happen tonight. It's now 1 o'clock. It's 1 a.m. Right, let's see if the it said this should have restarted. I guess we'll see. Here we go, right, so it says connect the DualShock 4, right, so, nice. Can I use it without the cable? I can. It's probably a good job I don't do this on the screen, so I gotta skip that because I don't have a camera. All the dates correct, yes. Controllers can be charged while in rest mode. Yeah, do it for 3 hours. Yes. that on. Tick all that. That's fine. Accept the policy. Hey, we're ready to go. I'm just gonna put my account back on. My hope is that it is much quicker. Gotta sign into PSN and try and remember my password. I can hear someone in the other room raging. At least I'm not the only one up at 11. 11? What am I saying 11? 1? Alright, this is the hard part. Right, is it that? We did it. Do you have enough PlayStation? No. This is my primary. Yep. I didn't have a link to anything else, I don't think. So, what it says now is, once this is done, let me go to display, and then I'll switch this back out to the other thing. Turn that off. There we go. Right, I can unplug it from the back of my monitor now and get it back to where it should be. Such a smooth transition just between like the back end of the PlayStation audio and then going back to these lo-fi beats. Where's my phone? I need light. Back of PlayStation as in like fan sounds. I'm not sure what I said. Did I say something I'm not supposed to say? No, so I've got it hooked up to my PC. And my PC has a card in it that I plug the PlayStation cable into so I can display it from my computer. So I have to plug it back into my computer rather than the back of my monitor. That can be the only thing Yeah, I'm sure that's the only thing. I've got to restart that program though. There it is. And it worked. Yay. You're talking about smooth transition. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, so it comes off the PlayStation theme. I like, ooh. Like that, and it just really quickly transitions back into the lo-fi. I need to think what I'm doing here. Waiting for them to update the PlayStation Plus package because depending on what games they are, I might buy it. You're saying that I've got way too many games already. Data backup. That's exactly what I need. It's probably like the weirdest thing, just hearing all this like stuff and then not being able to like see it, but I can't exactly show any of it because it's kind of I just can't show any of it basically. This PlayStation's nearly got me once already. When you start restoring, the PS4 will be initialized and all users and all data will be deleted. After that, the PS4 will be restored using the backup data. Yes, please do it. Which means that my my tactic of logging in was not worth it. PS4 will be restored after restoration completes. The PS4 will not return to its current state. That's ominous, isn't it? It's not that weird. It's kind of like a radio show. Just kind of do a podcast where it like they go into like how to repair like a phone or something and they're just repairing the phone and they kind of talk you through it. It's like, yeah, so this cable's blown. What cable? I've just had a horrible thought. Please display something. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know. It gets to 1 second. Podcasts get a bit weird after a while. They kind of get like kind of ASMR-y. And dependent on the situation, ASMR like kind of freaks me out a little bit. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's a little bit. What am I listening to? But I guess it's no different to, well, it's no different to what I fell asleep to last night, which was someone destroying a computer on YouTube. It's like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, imagine you're going to fall asleep to a video on YouTube. And you just put the headphones on, close your eyes, and you're just listening to it. I just watched a video where someone sent a virus into a PC and like just watched it tear it to shreds. You know, it's like I fell asleep to that, and that's a bit weird. But it was a bit weird. But hey ho, it's what it is, and I'm just a bit weird. It's like ASMR, but definitely not. Well, ASMR is a very broad term, and can be adjusted as per person who shall or shall not be partaking in said event. I just want to make sure it's not raining in. Okay, so that's a better start than I had. At least all my games are displaying. Apart from The Last of Us 2. I fall asleep listening to gaming tournaments very often, mostly StarCraft 2 because all commentators have nice voices. Ah, see, that's another one. That's another like big one that you like kind of end up falling asleep to. I end up doing it to you know, GDQ? Watching people do speedruns really quick of games. That's when it gets me. One second, I'm gonna have to close the window. It's absolutely throwing it down. And just like listening to like people explain, like it happens quite a lot when people speedrun like you know, like Mario games, platformer games. I can't fall asleep during those because the runs are just too interesting. I don't know, it gives like a nice background noise. In a sense, but like, sometimes you're just watching things and then you think, I'm dozing off here. It's like, I've tried to watch. Sorry. I've tried to watch like the same thing about 6-7 times. Every single time I've fallen asleep to it because I just can't retain the interest in it, even though I want to watch it. Whoa, I did that at the right time. Completely stronging it down. That's insane. You can hear it. It's being picked up on the microphone. I was wondering if that was in the song. No, it's my it's the rain on the roof. There we go. It's calmed down a bit now. It's ever so slightly. I think like what's happening is the noise gate is stopping it, but only when the noise gate closes before it has the chance to pick back up again. You could say that's a fault of me and my my shoddy OBS setup, but it's not. Although I probably should adjust for it because Britain, we get a lot of rain. Right. Let me take that out. All game back into that. Screwdriver kit. In terms of being like some sort of like technical genius, the one thing I'm missing is an iFixit kit. And I really, really, really want one. Not because I need one. I just think they're kind of cool. But hey, no, this kit does need stuff. I'll put that there. That's on like the other side of the room. Big one is this one, because I've made so much progress in this. I need to make sure that my date's still there. See, there we go. It's kind of calmed down now. Start the application, connect the extended storage device it is installed on. I don't like where this is going. I think it's gonna make me re-download every single game I have. Which, to be fair, isn't too bad. Rain only comes when OBS thinks you're talking. I'll make it a redeem, I think. I'll let rain, and I'll have just like the rain come over the screen, and it'll be like a 1 minute. That doesn't sound ideal. It's not too much of a big deal because the majority of them are disc games. I know that there's two that are gonna need like a full re-download. As long as I don't lose my saved data, I'm not too fussed. Luckily, I don't have that many games. Let's have a look. Storage, system storage. Yeah, the terabyte SSD. The save data is fine. I'll just delete them all. There we go. Right, they're off the main page now. This game's on sale now. digitally for less than I actually bought the disc version for. Annoying when it does that. I'm gonna eject it and put it back in, haven't I? Oh man, I love PlayStation. Honestly, like, it's so much more work than it would be for Xbox. Insane. Your dad. That's okay. What's it saying? It's copying off the disc. 6 minutes. We'll see what that says. And then it's a case of booting it up, seeing if all my saved data is there. I really hope it is, because if it is, I can do everything else tomorrow morning. This one's fine though, because it's literally a disc copy. It hasn't had many updates. Nothing that's major anyway. I just can't have the internet taking a hit while I'm like streaming, because I have to watch out for other people using it, and then I have to also make sure that I don't just get like a mega influx of drop frames. Like, I look at the craziness here where I've got like 204 drop frames, and I don't know whether that's just due down to my PC hardware being not great, or if it's down to my internet. It's probably down to my internet, because my internet is not very good. Man, I love ISPs. And the worst part is, like, you know, like, in a lot of places in the UK, you're literally stuck to one ISP, and if they don't provide the service to you, then it's tough. That's the annoying part. It's like, regardless, if, like, the majority of them is like, where's that come from? It's like BT, right? They're like the major, like, big one in the UK. Or at least they were. They were kind of like what AOL is today. It used to be a big player, and now they're like kind of faded on into the obscurity. But BT still own the phone lines, right, in the UK, and BT are the ones who kind of outsource into the other companies. They got their own company, PlusNet, and then you've got your other subsidiaries that use those, the Open Reach, so BT's Open Reach platform, which is your phone lines, and that's your copper into your boxes that then connects into your home area, which is your literal phone line, your landline. And if BT get a fault, they've all got a fault. So unless you go with like someone who provides like a completely different service that doesn't run over the OpenReach service, it doesn't matter who you go with. Your internet's gone anywhere. But if we're talking about that, if you're out in like the countryside, you don't have a choice. It's more than likely that BT are the only supplier who will supply to you, because Virgin will not run fibre optic cable under the floor just so one house in the countryside can have a fibre connection. Now, it'd be wonderful if they could, but they won't. And that is a problem. I just wish, like, you know, these companies would think like that and be like, oh, how many of our customers need this service, and they live out in the countryside, or they live in areas we can't dig up because it would cause a mass disturbance. It just means that depending on where you live, you either get good internet or you don't get any internet at all. My internet's not too bad. Expand that out. Get out there. It's starting. This is only going to be as quick as the disk drive is. In fact, it should be much quicker than that. Come on, save data. I'm sorry, it's a long menu. I had like very mediocre internet for a while, like 400, 500 kilobyte download speed because I live in a rural area. The only ISP being an actual scam. Well, this is it, like a lot of the ISPs are scams. You can't really help that. It's just annoying when they're so blatantly a scam, but you don't really have much choice. It is to a point where I feel really sorry, like, and I think, like, there's got to be, like, a better alternative. At some point, you would just better using mobile data. Very recently got cellular internet, which is 20 times faster. It costs half as much. Exactly. That's exactly what I was just saying. So, what you can do is you can just get a dongle that can take a SIM card, or get a you can put SIM cards directly into some laptops these days. I bet you can probably find motherboards and little PCIe cards that can do it as well. And they just give you like a much better internet service in that situation. On the plus side, I have my saved data. I had to do it the other day, so as I said, like, I share my internet connection with quite a lot of people, which puts me into this like very weird situation where if one of us is eating up a lot of the internet, it affects us all. It's usually me that gets the blame, even if it's not me. You know, the internet's slow, you're downloading something. No. It's gotta be you, because it's not us. Dude, my PC isn't even on. It's still you. I always end up taking the hit, and I don't know why. Our internet's just not very good. Is what I've just come to realize this. So the other day, someone else was downloading something. And I was trying to, like, do the end of the challenges for last week's Destiny content. I was trying to do it, and I couldn't even log in. So I had to get a cable, run it from my computer to my phone, which I then had to tether my mobile data on my phone to my PC. And it just works so much better because, you know, granted, it was only me on that connection. The only issue is with where we are, the connection jumps from a 4G connection to like a H+ connection, and that's a very big jump. You're skipping 3G, you're skipping 2G. think E's the worst, isn't it? No, H is the worst. I don't know. I think H is... Mobile data types? Ah! Weren't Destiny servers like dying last night? I'm not sure. I don't think I played last night. This wasn't last night. It was like it was like the other week at some point. They did have an issue where there was no matchmaking at all on any of the servers, which was odd. I don't know when that was. I think it was after the new season dropped. Oh, it was the night Iron Banner launched. It was really bad. Ah, that sounds about right. You know, for a game that had a really good DLC launch and kept their servers up, why is it the side modes that kind of killed it? So G is the worst. G's the worst, and then we get E, right? So I know that downstairs we get E, and we get straight E. There's no jump when we're downstairs. We come upstairs, we can get anywhere between H, which is above 3G, surprisingly. And then we get 4G, and my phone only goes to 4G. Well, it goes to 4G plus, but the same H can get you around 21 megabyte a second. Oh, right, so there's H plus and then there's just H, and it's just the H gives you like 7.2. But still, that's not enough to really do anything. So basically, if you don't get 4G, you get a very terrible service. In the end, it doesn't matter. I'm just craving at straws here because I'm kind of annoyed that sometimes I have to put up with this kind of issue. The reason it probably died, Destiny servers. I'm just thinking about this now because I played some this morning. The reason it probably died was because Iron Banner's back, got that Rift mode back, haven't they? So, people just wanted to jump back on probably and play that. And it probably got a lot more engagement than the Witch Queen launch. I wouldn't know why. Unless there was some misconfiguration on Bungie's side, which, yeah, could have happened. I'm not that big into the PvP anyway of Destiny, so I don't really know like the meta or anything like that. Oh dear. Reddit's caught me out. They probably had extra service for the Witch Queen launch, but not Iron Banner. This is it. It's like... Then I play kind of weird. I don't mind playing in the PvP when I have to, but I don't do it willingly. I think Gambit's the worst. Like, Gambit is a fun mode, and it's not really like anything else I've ever played. But man, the toxicity that comes out of Gambit is insane. I got told to do. I got told to go and play Roblox by one of them and uninstall the game. And then I'm looking at the scoreboard and I'm like, but you're at the bottom. Usually happens when you steal someone's portal, I think. Gambit feels like fighting a Dark Souls boss, but you can get invaded in the middle of it. Exactly. Exactly. That's why it's so good. Gambit is like, I don't know, it's like, it's a strange being. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like, you know what? I don't like you, Gambit. I'm gonna move this back over here, so I'm facing straight. Oh, Dark Souls got me like riled. Elden Ring got me riled. I was so hyped to play it, and then yeah, Elden Ring happened. The game's so big and so ridiculous that I've ended up losing interest in the game. And now I'm playing through Bloodborne. Well, I'm trying to play through Bloodborne. It just seems like a ridiculously hard Dark Souls. Yeah, everyone's recommending it. What point did I get to in Elden Ring? I don't know. I never ended up beating Margit. I just explored everything I could that didn't require me to beat him. I didn't travel north much past the castle, but kind of everything underneath that you could find or get to. So pretty much most of Limgrave and probably some of that red area that I can never remember the name of. I accidentally skipped the castle. I think a lot of people did. But the crazy thing about it was, right, I didn't even know there was like this whole area at the bottom. So I was like level 20 odd, 25 I think. I ended up finding it once I was looking for side stuff I'd missed. So this is the thing about it, right, is I enjoyed Dark Souls 3 when I played through it. And I thought, ooh, you know, here's a new one. It's going to be highly populated. It's going to be fun because everyone's playing it. Everyone's finding things out all at the same time, right? And then I played it and figured out, wow, this map's kind of big. There's quite a lot to do. What am I supposed to be doing? And the game doesn't tell you. The game's like, go and explore. It's like, right, well, what's my general target? All right, follow your stats of grace, and they'll tell you where to go. All right, you've led me into a castle with a boss. Yeah, so fight the boss. Well, I can't, because he's just killing me. Yeah, but you need to fight the boss. But I can't fight this boss, because you need to be like level 50 to beat him. Just fight the boss. No. You know what? No. I'm gonna go and investigate around. Alright, and then you come across another side of grace that tells you to go somewhere else. And you go somewhere else and find another boss that you can't beat. You always feel underpowered, is the issue. And it's not like you can grind it out like you can in Dark Souls. Because the rune drop rate is just so little. And Even some bosses that like you kill, you expect more of them. Let alone some of the extra stuff that comes with each area within Elden Ring. I can't go too far into it because spoilers. I made the mistake of playing a magic build and over-exploring. So it was a bit overpowered by the time I got to that boss. I think magic itself is broken in Elden Ring. There was quite a few times like where I was just exploring dungeons and I just came across some stiff cats and I was just like, yep, the fire's coming out. That fire just ate like almost every enemy up that wasn't armored. And my goal wasn't even to be magic. I just wanted to be like someone who was a hack and slash. I feel like a lot of that glintstone magic is, that was probably like the most dangerous. Like, you can just like completely annihilate enemies with that. But everyone else I know is like coming out of it like, ah yeah, let's just run around with giant swords and what have you. There's a certain sorcery you can put an AoE on the ground and it kind of obliterates everything. Exactly. I don't know if that's intentional or if it was broken at that point, but I feel like maybe that shouldn't be a thing, but it is. I remember when I was like, I gotta reset my stats. There we go. I'll reset it here anyway. I don't know if that was like the intended way of doing it with From Software, but it's nice to see people being able to just go woo, 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 and then just and just completely destroy them with like glintstone magic. With one glintstone magic. I quickly swapped to 2-hand strength build, but it still felt like I lost progress and it kind of killed it. That was a lot of it, was that it was taking a lot of time to do anything. So I've kind of destroyed like one boss. I obliterated a few dungeons. Spoken to patches, and that's about it. I've just kind of ended up dropping off, and like I said, I went back to Bloodborne. Because I think Bloodborne is more my style, where it's cramped and a bit more hand-holdy about what you're supposed to do. That one sorcery seems even better than what I was doing. But I never found that on my own. I feel like that's what the intention was people kind of explain to each other. I think there's a website for it where you can like look up what's where, very specific things within the Elden Ring world. So you can find like dungeons and what that dungeon supplies to you if you get in there and back out. And it's just annoying when they troll you. There's some like treasure chests you open, you've got to go through like really convoluted and very sketchy way of getting to them. And you think, this better be worth my time, and you open it up and it's just a finger, and you're just like, I've gotta strangle something. I made the mistake of attacking that guy when you first enter Limgrave. I pressed the wrong button. And he didn't give me another chance. And he attacked me every single time I spawned. In the end, I just had to run past him, run past the tree sentinel, and try and get to another site of grace before I died again. So, speaking of that, I didn't even have the best start off to the game either. Elden Ring. How we love thee. I don't know. It's a game that I've been watching people play rather than playing myself. I tried fighting that guy, starting as a wretch for multiple hours. I actually don't really know why. See, the people who start as the wretch, right? They know they're going into this game with like absolutely nothing. So there you are trying to just like punch the guy to death. I'll be brutally honest, like, I considered it. I considered it, but I remember what I was doing the night it launched, and I was like, what was I doing? I was playing Destiny, and it was getting to like near midnight. I was like, right, I'll play like this amount of Destiny left, right? And then I'll because Elden Ring was pending an update, but it wasn't allowing me to download that update prior to midnight. So I was like, right, I'll wait until Elden Ring becomes available. Then I'll go and have a shower. And then I'll come back and then I'll play some Elden Ring, right? And I was going to do that from like midnight. I was going to stay up all night because why wouldn't I? And I came back. Elden Ring was just like, oh yeah, I've got like a 40 gig update to do. Yo, thanks Elden Ring. Elden Ring's like, no problem. I'll go back to Elden Ring eventually. So you've got more readiness for that than I have. I think I'm over it. I don't want to touch the game again. I've tried going back to it, even after I said I wouldn't, and yeah, I'm not feeling it. Like, it doesn't have the same impact. Doesn't have the same impact Dark Souls 3 did. And even then, I haven't finished Dark Souls 3 to be perfectly honest with you. Technically, I have finished it, but I don't know if the DLC counts. I mean, to me, it doesn't. I'm trying to think about the other stuff that I've been meaning to actually play through. Luckily, I have my Steam library list right here. I mean, there's one right there. I have this installed, ready to go, Skyrim VR, and I just can't bring myself to play it. I have another one. I've got Tokyo Dark. That's one that I've launched and just made sure that it runs. And I keep going to it thinking, I'll play that sometime. I'll play that sometime. And I don't, because I don't have time to. Can you mod Skyrim VR? Yes. Yes, you can. So all those crazy mods that are just in standard Skyrim, you can mod into Skyrim VR because it's pretty much the same thing. all that it is it is actually just the base Skyrim game. I don't think they had to rebuild anything. All they did was change it into a VR like skin, if you will. But Skyrim in VR still sounds difficult. Trying to get your stealth to 99 can't be great in that. Call of Duty's galore. I got Black Ops 3, I got Black Ops 2. I got the zombies portion of Black Ops 2. I've got Infinite Warfare, which again is pretty much just for the zombies. It was for the campaign until that crashed out. And of course you can't mod any of that. I've got Cuphead. That game is that is a stress. That's just a stress inducent. What else I got? I've got Crime Site. Crime Site's a pretty fun game. It's just a little bit boring after you've like played 2 or 3 matches. It's a little bit like, it's a little bit boring. It's really funny when you like, kind of just be like, guys, I think it's this one. And everyone else agrees with you, and then you accidentally believe me, and then I managed to get the kill. So that's always fun. It's always fun to play 1 or 2 matches of that. There's quite a few VR titles. Vacation Simulator is one of them. That is one I actually want to play at some point. Persona 5 Strikers. I'm so close to this. So close. I've got 2 requests to do, which are both bosses, and then 1 fight in the island prison. And then I can New Game Plus it, and I can start playing it. But I don't really want to do that while I'm playing the main one, so I want to do that as a continuation. So I have time for that, which is good. Hunt Showdown is a game that I am not willing to play on stream. I've got this game. It's like a visual novel. It's kind of like Valhalla in that sense, which is another game I also have. I also have Valhalla somewhere. Last opened. I'll tell you when it was last opened, actually. Because I'm already quite a good way through Valhalla, actually. Last opened in 2020. See, I drop off games. I drop off games like a fly. It's like, oh, I'll finish that later. And then don't manage it. So I've got Coffee Talk, which is another one that's similar in that regard. Railroute I've played before. That's just a management simulator. Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 is actually kind of fun. That'd be good for like if you're just like doing this like right now where you're just chatting. Because you can like kind of take your attention off it. And I like games where you just like don't really have to pay much attention to play. I've got Nier Replicant. On top of that, I've also got Nier Automata. Risk of Rain 2 is so good. One of my favorite games. Well, this is it. I remember when I was younger and I saw Risk of Rain 1, I was like, that actually looks kind of good. But from what I remember, Risk of Rain 2 is nothing like Risk of Rain 1, which is odd, but I was watching someone play it, I was like, this looks alright. I haven't played much of it, but given what I did play, I feel like I either got very lucky Or didn't understand what I was supposed to do. Risk of Rain 1 was also very good, but they're not that similar. What was Risk of Rain 1 then? Gearbox. Oh, they published We Happy Few. Is Risk of Rain... I can't even speak. Is the first game still on sale? I'm being lazy. I'll just search for it in the Steam store. Risk of Rain. Oh, it's still on sale. This is what I remember seeing. Yeah, Risk of Rain 1 is 2D. It's on Steam, base price of $10. £7. Yeah, that's why I remember it. The 4-pack. We used to be looking for like games that like we could all play together. We used to play on the game site for playing like drawing games and things. Kind of like Pictionary. OMG Pop. We used to play on OMG Pop, and we just used to come home from school and jump into a voice call on Skype of all things. That's how you know how old this is, because we used to get a voice call through Skype rather than Discord. And there used to be 3 of us at a time, and we used to jump into a thing 4, maybe 5, depending on what game we were playing. And we just used to play on like OMG Pop and things, but we were looking for other games, and this was one of them at that point. 2013? Yeah, definitely. This is why I remember Risk of Rain. But then obviously Risk of Rain 2 comes out, and that's just the 3D version pretty much of this. Albeit they probably learned what worked and what didn't in Risk of Rain 1, so I hope they get the best of both worlds in that regard. Persona 4 Arena. That game's not very good. I know it's an Atlas title, but still, it's not very good. They're both really good, but I don't really play Risk of Rain 1 anymore. Well, no, because you found the 3D version a lot more enthralling, and that's okay. I think that's what they want, you know, they want people to move off and go to the next one. But then again, people are always going to have like a soft spot in the heart, aren't they, for Risk of Rain 1. And it's just saddening, because that's what it's like for everything, I think. Every single game you come across, like, that's always going to be the one thing that keeps you back. It's like, wow, I started on this game and look where it is now. And that's what happened to me when like the DS was going out of fruition. It's like I'd owned a DS from being like, how old was I with a DS? I had like one of the originals, one of the original model DS's, which was like, those were roughly 2006. So I must have been like 8-year-old, something like that. It is fine. It's also fine that I spout my age out because I think I've already pretty much said anyway how old I am. I had one of the original chunky DS's, right? So I'm growing up. I'm getting like cards that can do all the emulation and stuff. I'm playing remakes for the Game Boy Advance. You know, I'm growing up. I'm playing all these games. And then I'm looking at what we have now. I'm like, yeah, right, so Super Mario Bros. U is good. I still prefer Super Mario World. I don't think anything ever tops World. And it's crazy to me that they haven't been able to top it. But that's the kind of same thing, like, some people are like, Risk Rain 2 is not very good because it's kind of just difficult to work with in a 3D environment. So they'll always prefer one, and it's kind of just the same deal with that, where, you know, I prefer the old game because it's got better mechanics and somewhat better level design. Well, you're younger than me, I think. That's really surprising. We try and leave age at the window because I don't like thinking about how old I am. I saw at least films of first I was like, they're still not good. You could think that about anything. I mean, look at what they did to the Sonic film, yeah? You see the early development stage of that, you think, wow, this film is going to be bad. And then, obviously, things happen. And then, look what happened. It went from bad to mediocre. Mediocre at best. Do you know what was bad? And when it released, it was bad. And then the internet chalked it up. And then they decided to do a sequel to. Yeah. But I dislike the art style, and they did not change it. And Risk of Rain 2. Yeah, that's it is a bit of a weird thing. I just think it's a bit difficult to see things at times in that game. I think that's purely down to like I think it's the use of the like colours for the environments and things. But I'm sure you can change some of that stuff with like, you know, the colourblind settings and things. See, I don't follow the development of that game much. I play it every now and again. But I'm just looking at what I've got on here and I'm like, I should probably unhook my PayPal, cards, etc, etc. I should unhook all that from these websites that I'm buying these keys off because I feel like I'm just wasting cash on games I'm never gonna play. Especially Steam, because Steam likes to flaunt that it's got some sort of sale on every single time you open the thing. Have a Nice Death, which is a glorified Dead Cells, by the way. It's a nice art style and pretty good gameplay, but I don't think it tops Dead Cells. Persona 4 Golden. Again, Not made it very far into that. I've probably played more of Persona 5 than I have Persona 4. I've got Calico. This game literally went free, I think, yesterday on Amazon Prime. But there's all sorts on here. Like the Lab. That was launched in February. When I got my index. Tower Unite, that was last launched in January. Tower Unite's fun. I just find like every single time I join a server though, it's dead. Also, I don't know how the face tracking is working because I'm looking at the screen and it should not be able to see my face, but somehow it can. And I don't know if I should be scared. Keep talking and no one explodes. Now that's a fun game. Apart from the fact that I've never actually launched it. That's crazy. Got Lego Star Wars. The original. The original. This game is awesome. That's how you know it's a good game. If you never launch it. You bought it and you didn't even intend to play it. Exactly. Well, no, I did intend to play it. But what was happening at the time was Zenith was coming out. And I bought this while the servers were down. And just never got a chance to play it. Because the entire intention was to play it in VR. I've just never played it and I've never touched it since. This is what I mean. I need to get some like money management going. Risk was free. Ace Attorney, Hat in Time, stuff like that. Fallout New Vegas is another one. I bought Fallout New Vegas. Granted, I didn't pay much for it. I got this really, really, really cheap. But everyone was like, this game is awesome. Like, you need to play this game. And I started playing it. I was kind of like oversold on what this game actually was. And I'm grantedly not too taken with it. Maybe I just need to play it some more, but I know this game is very hyped about. It's just finding time to do it. But there's just all sorts of like little games and things. I've got the Happy game still on here. Last launched October 29th, 2001. And that was when I did that Halloween week. Let's see what else have I got. I feel really bad about this game. I feel like this would have had more in it. We played through and it's just like one of those RPG maker games. I think we got like, well, we got ending 2 it says. But it's quite a sad, that's quite a sad thing. Definitely worth a playthrough by any intent. Has this come out yet? Overwhelmingly positive, however the game is not launched yet. But that's just another one of those things. That was actually really good. Project Cat. Tormented Souls. That took up about 3 days. And I was getting a little bit mad with it. It's not what I expected. My Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, all that sort of thing. And then it turns out he's like your granddad. See, I remember that game. I remember it straight up. Last launched October 27th, 2021. Dark Souls 3. Last played 15th of October 2021. Grand total of 66.7 hours played. See, there we go. Nier Automata. This is another game that I own and never played. I will play this eventually. Dishonored. Last played 25th of September 2021. I've beaten this game. So it's fine that I haven't played it since. One game that I haven't finished and haven't played since is Deathloop. I've played this game 1 time. I'd recommend both the Nier games. Well, I got them downloaded and installed. I'll play through them eventually. I just need to get more time. I think I need to prioritize a bit more and actually hold myself to a schedule a bit better. They're definitely worth having at least one playthrough, I think. Got Spyro. I'm a little bit iffy about replaying Spyro because I already own this game on Xbox and I've already played through it and 100%ed every single game. I don't want the time investment to do that again. Half-Life Alyx. I think I started playing this and then never touched it again. June 2021. Which will be roughly around the time Yeah, that'll be roughly around the time I got my Oculus Rift. Yeah, it roughly is because I got Google Earth VR in May. So I must have got the Rift in May and then bought Alyx later on. Replicant is a bit slower of the two. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what kind of game they are. I think they're hack and slash, right? Kind of like hack and slash story-based games. Open world, runabout. Wow. Okay. Why do you own them if you don't know what they are? I'm one of those people that just follows the hype, I think. It's like hack and slash RPG games with big story focus. Yeah, I could probably play through that. It'd keep the time investment, just please don't make me cry. It seems like the sort of game that would make me cry, because I feel like there's something going on with 2B. I've got Griftlands. Well, I have Tell Me Why, but that game's free now anyway. Especially for the month of June, because it focuses on a lot of like transgender topics and things. I don't know how well it handles them, but I own the game and I've played a little bit of it. It's not my kind of thing, I don't think, that one. I've got Grifflins, which is... Grifflins is a weird one. Hi, Trez. How are you? Grifflins is a weird one. That focuses a lot on... It's kind of like turn-based battling. But it's not. So it's like turn-based battling, but then you can kind of turn-base your talking. You're pogging. It's just funny playing that game, and then it's funny how I can remember this from June 12th, 2021 of the 2.2 hours. I'm gonna wait for it because it should work. I'm gonna get you a redeem. Hang on. It ain't right if it ain't scuffed. It's queued, it says. Do I have to let it through? I don't think the browser source is up. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm kind of tired because it's like 2:30 in the morning. But I reinstalled my PlayStation, so I'm kind of happy. Speaking of Prima things, I tried to make a Prima variant in my profile picture, but it was way too colourful. Nothing's too colourful. A lot of the Prima stuff like is about awareness and things, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's a difficult one to spray around, isn't it? You should be proud of all that and proud of supporting. But there's obviously people that come along with, you shouldn't be doing that, you're rubbing it in our faces, blah blah blah. If you want a Pride Month of your profile picture, then you should. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. If you want to kind of dull it down a little bit, I don't know, you should be able to kind of do it like with a little bit less vibrant colours. But it also kind of hurts my eyes to look at because my regular one has 4 colours and that variant has like 10. I guess that's true. It's like which variant of Pokemon is it? It's Can't remember the name of it. Glacier for all of them. See, I know what you mean now. I just like think. I don't know. Maybe if you like use a little bit less like vibrancy in the colours, potentially. Because usually it's that does it, where you're like you've got like something that just overwrites everything else in the entire image. Hello? Hello? I see what you mean. Just like the whole background. It's the background and then it's a little bit more like lighter on the actual front. Potentially. No, I don't think. You could potentially colour parts of the Glacier in the Pride colours. And then keep the profile picture as the background as the pure black. I feel like that it might dull it down just a bit, while still giving you the opportunity to have like something for Pride Month. But then again, I think that removes a bit of the distinction of what the character is. Sounds like. Let me see if I can get it working. You devil. I'm gonna get you your poggers. Hang on. It says cute and I don't know why. I'm sorry, Trez. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'm gonna push a test and let me see if it works.
Hey, kappa, kappa, hey, kappa, kappa, hey.
It works. I don't know why I can see that it's coming through, but it's saying like there's a weird activation thing if you're using Firefox. Here's what I'll do. Muting the colours of the background flag made it a lot less grating to look at. It at least gives you something then to kind of have to celebrate the month. It has dulled it down a little bit, and it's still giving you at least decent results. It's just not as in your face that way, is it? So you can at least look at it and not feel like it's like looking at your phone and going onto like Google in the middle of the night, and it's just like, ah. Nope, mine's cute as well. Sound alerts stuck. Okay, they're telling me I need to refresh this source. I'm gonna get you the poggers. Ow! The bullying, man. I can switch it out actually. It's quite slowish. A little bit slower, it doesn't look as good. Ah! I have to go, but it was nice to watch you stream again. Have a great rest of your stream. No worries, Alera. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. At least I was able to help you out a little bit. VTuber Plus no like my computer. It doesn't like mine by the looks of it. Works, but it tastes like everything I have. The crazy part is, right, no matter what I do, I can't get this to work. And I can go all like, whoa. That's why I was just using VC face straight away. Oh no, I've gone hyper mad. I don't know why it's eating so much resource up, but it doesn't work. I'm gonna get you this thing. Just doesn't like working. Alright, so there's an issue apparently with it the minute says well do.
Hoggers.
Hoggers. See, I can vibe in my 15 FPS state. I genuinely do actually wonder if there's any way to Nah, it's just not happy with me. Do be careful what you show, Sky. I feel like I'm getting much more like unreliable with keeping myself a little bit out of it. So sound alerts are broken. That's a good start. But at least we know VTuber Plus works. With its all laggy state. And no one seems to have the answer. I don't know what it is. It's more than likely something to do with graphic settings. Let's see, it's either that or it's just the case that my network can't transmit the data for this between VC face and whatever quick enough. I don't know. I will work it out eventually, but I'm just gonna switch back to VC face because I feel like VC face gives a much better experience. I'm sorry, but the rainbow colors have gone at last. Well, actually, while I'm here, I can try and fix this because now I can make it bigger and I can see what I'm doing. This has just been like a nice troubleshooting stream, this one. We're just doing absolutely everything to try and fix the the issues. So we know that sound alerts don't work. We know sound alerts don't work. We're now trying to fix BC first. Not BC first. We're trying to fix VTuber Plus. Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with the rendering. But I'm thinking we want it in like 720. Turn the VSync off. That's good. Now then, what else can we do? It's nothing to do with motion. And it's nothing to do with this. Turn the shadow casting off. We basically just want to make this as light as possible. There's no ambient occlusion. There's no bloom. Let's see what it says on here. But VTuber Plus seems to like kill my PC every time I use it. It like slows everything down, so I feel like it's my CPU that can't keep up. I'll go to the discussions on the Steam page, because surely someone's got to have said something about it. This is how you like work it out, and this is how you work out like what you need to do to fix issues. There's nothing there. There is... There's a bunch of optimizations. My guess is that it is something to do with AMD and their wonderful graphics drivers. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and troubleshoot this actually off, because I feel like I'm going to have to kill it and launch, kill it and keep relaunching it. I'll work it out. More than likely, what it is it's something to do with the something cached somewhere that tells it to run using these certain settings, and it's not updating on the front end. So I will get a fresh session open, I think tomorrow morning. VC first, VT plus, and try and debunk what is causing either the hefty usage on my side, what settings I've changed since I last used it, or what settings, or what is drastically changed on my side. I originally thought maybe it's something to do with a Windows 11 update, but it's very unlikely. It's more than likely something to do with the graphics. More than likely. So no more incoming quackers, unfortunately. And we can't be hyper, we can't go ooh and chill, because I feel like it'd look much more better if it worked. But it just like kills my thing. So anytime I have VT Plus open and it's doing that, where it's like really slow and really laggy, it's almost as if it can't allocate itself enough resources. So it's fighting with other things to get those resources. Which is what is the most insane thing to me. That doesn't... To me, it doesn't mean anything. But seeing as it's like 2:45 in the morning, I'm gonna head off and I'm gonna try and get some sleep. I can't guarantee anything. I won't guarantee anything. The more likely case is I'll get into bed and then end up binge watching like something on YouTube for the next 4 hours. And then hey presto, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, I'm gonna head off. It's been fun though. I fixed my PlayStation. I can at least get those other games downloading in the background. I've got a few other things I need to do, but at least like I try and make something of it, which is I suppose that's all I can do. I need to work on a remodeled background as well. I have an idea, but that's going to take some time. I think I can make it work. We'll see. I think I'm gonna like try and put a bit more effort in. I know I can't do anything tomorrow, so maybe I'll spend my day working on something. Hey. Antivirus just popped up. Hey, look, we finished a scan. So it was you. My antivirus is doing its thing. It's protecting me, so I'll let him off. But I'm gonna go. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will potentially see you on Saturday. And if something falls through tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. And bye for now.